So it opens up, and you can sort of see that everyone's just given up. They've accepted their death. But obviously, Poe being the main character, he still gets up. And this shows his character's denial of a losing battle, which is sort of set throughout the whole movie. If you watch, he denies the fact that he's going to lose. And this could be what Master Oogway saw in him in the first movie, because he knew Master Oogway knew in situations like these, even someone like tigers would just accept that they're dead. And so, the next scene, it sort of plays on the act of karma. It purposely shows scenes of Shen smirking, and he laughs, and it gives off this reason to make the karma of him losing just so much heavier. The way he speaks with such confidence also provides sort of an insight to what Shen's feeling at the time. So, Poe finds his inner peace. But if you listen to the sound effects in the scene, if you listen really closely, when the ball turns from a droplet of water, after being the big cannonball, the sound goes from a very deep, bassy sort of sound to really high-pitched. And it also goes from your left to your right ear, which you might not notice. So, as Poe starts deflecting the cannonballs, you see Shen, he slowly descends into that realization that, he can't avoid the destiny that's being displayed throughout his whole life, And the facial expressions he makes in the little lines make the moment feel a lot grander when you contrast it to how extremely confident he was only like a minute ago. So when Poe catches the last ball, it spins and it forms the yin and yang. And this is just a great tie back to when that old goat lady, she told him, and she kept telling him that his destiny was of black and white, and she'd show the yin and yang to him. So not only, it's a great realization for Shen, but it sort of lets the viewers grasp it as well. Once the ship's been destroyed, not very noticeable at all. You might not notice it. The sky has turned from night to day, and you think, okay, that's nothing. But it's a pale yellow color, and it's a lot deeper than you think. Throughout the movie, any scene showing Shen's power over Poe is always at nighttime. It's everything at nighttime. In fact, most of the movie is set at night, and the pale yellow color sort of shows that Shen's near impossibility of losing is completely flipped on its head, and the tides are now on Poe's side. And if you remember the first movie, the pale yellow color was used in the first movie when Poe defeats Tai Lung. You could see that same yellowy, pale colored fog throughout the whole village, and Poe walks in with that bowl on his head and the cape, and and they use that same color throughout the whole trilogy to sort of show, that's Poe's color. And so they have that final battle. But if you pause it and you look at the few frames before Shen's death, he, instead of getting out of the way or even looking shocked, he closes his eyes. He looks almost relieved. He looks like, he wanted that to happen. Like he wanted to die. And so, you get the idea that he couldn't let go, and it got to the point where if he didn't succeed, he would just die by his own failure. And that's what literally happens. The cannon falls onto him. The cannon that he created falls onto him. And I feel like it was an artistic decision to let Shen die from his own contraption, because it shows that he caused the destiny he was so destined to avoid. And that's why he accepts his own death. That's Kung Fu Panda 2. It's a pretty good movie.